as the superhero movie genre is in a bit of an awkward phase right now with the whole Endgame being released and then DC not necessarily knowing what they're doing with their cinematic universe, the Joker has appeared to lighten up our spirits, and oh my god, what an experience that was. Of course, the performance by Joaquin Phoenix, who played the Joker in that movie, or played Arthur, or whatever you want to freaking call him, in that movie, was extremely good, okay? You probably heard that from other people who have actually reviewed this movie, but I just want to point out that performance by Phoenix was incredible. The way his body was shaped, the way he's just mangled about, the way he spoke, which made me have more of an uncomfortable feeling. Every little thing about him, all of his movements, his mannerisms, they all had a purpose that was to drive home that he will be the Joker. He is the Joker. He is an incredibly interesting and strange individual. And honestly, if we're going to compare his performance to pretty much any other performance in a superhero movie, he kind of takes the cake. I think Heath Ledger is the gold standard of Joker actors. He might be, in terms of acting and his performance, like a step away from being that good. But this isn't me just reviewing his performance. This is me reviewing the actual movie, The Joker. So, what did I think of the actual movie as a whole? Besides the fact that Joaquin's performance was amazing, I thought the movie was pretty interesting, to say the least. There were interesting things that made it feel new, it made it feel experimental, but it also made it feel brave to go through with those experiments and see exactly how it would play off. To start off with those experiments, it seems as though they tried to actively make their audience, or at least I felt like this, their audience uncomfortable in certain places. And normally it would be through Joker's just random encounters with people, okay, having random conversations. Something about him felt incredibly uncomfortable, to the point where when he started getting his ass kicked by kids who stole his sign in nearly the beginning of the movie, just parts of the movie where he got his ass kicked felt almost like the norm. It felt comfortable. His different mannerisms, his different ways of moving, of talking, of thinking, of just how he reacted to things, how he spoke to people, what those scenes were like. Everything about him felt incredibly uncomfortable, which is what the Joker should be. He should be an uncomfortable character to behold. Something kept my skin crawling through the movie, and not in a horror way, this is really uncomfortable. And it wasn't particularly him battering somebody. It wasn't particularly him murdering someone. Those actually felt comfortable. They felt the norm. To me, all of his interactions with people, just how awkward he was with his mental illness perhaps, those kinds of interactions felt a bit off, if I could say that. They always felt like something wasn't right, like something was hidden beneath the surface. It got me to even pay attention more to what the hell was happening, okay? Every time there was some sort of writing being shown, I would try my best to read it. Every time there was some sort of movement, I would try to analyze why the hell that happened, to try to figure out why the hell I was so uncomfortable with the movie. And the uncomfortableness is a good thing. This is me praising that I felt uncomfortable. Because later on, when I did fall back into a comfortable position, it wasn't due to the Joker acting normal, but in scenes where Gotham was taking its toll on him, where kids stole his sign and beat the hell out of him, where people on the train beat the hell out of him, when he shot the people on the train. Those felt normal. When I saw that, I felt, oh wow, that actually feels like that should be happening. Gotham is a horrible place, and so this should be happening. I didn't feel uncomfortable like in those parts. No, when Gotham was taking its toll, when you got to see the dark side of Gotham City, everything felt so normal. This was how things happened. And I'm not gonna say I like seeing people die, that's a horrible thing to say, but in the movie, in this kind of genre, when knowing Batman, knowing Joker, knowing Gotham City as a whole, seeing these horrific acts, happen, made me feel almost comfortable. I'm back to watching the movie. I'm back to enjoying my experience, as opposed to just seeing him with his awkward mannerisms, his awkward moving, his dancing, all that stuff. It just felt so awkward to watch. Like, I actively looked over at other people to see what the hell the reactions were, and I don't know if this was just me, but it almost looked like my skin was crawling. That's what it felt like. And typically when that happens, it's because I'm not liking something. Typically, if my skin starts crawling, if I feel like I'm cringing, it's because I'm cringing in a negative response to the movie. But that's what they want you to feel. They want you to feel negative about what's happening. So when the negative acts happen, it feels normal. It feels just. To turn away from that, let's turn more towards Gotham City and the actual lore of the Batman. The Batman parts were actually the worst parts of the movie for me. Now, I love Batman, but it felt very shoehorned in. Arthur feeling like he is the son of Thomas Wayne felt very shoehorned in. Batman's parents dying because of the riot caused by the Joker's appearance felt very shoehorned in, to the point where I just sat there being like, why was this a part of the movie? I get it, Batman's parents died, I get it, they get shot down, and sure, I assume that has to happen around this time, considering in the time frame of the movie, Thomas and Martha are still alive, and Bruce is about the age where they would die, but the Joker being the cause of that, I'm not entirely sure how much I like that. You know, Batman and Joker, they are so synonymous with each other, and having Batman and Joker potentially be brothers, and, you know, Joker causing the riot that killed it was unnecessary. They added that because they wanted you to know, hey, this is in the Batman universe, and I got that. But really, if you took those parts out of the movie, it might have been better. Perhaps instead of Martha and Thomas dying, perhaps they show, I don't know, Martha and Thomas being locked down in their mansion, you know, if you wanted to connect it to the Batman thing. You know, it didn't have to connect with the whole Joker's gang or Joker followers killed his parents. That didn't felt really warranted or necessary for the movie. And I won't even get started on the whole age difference thing. Maybe that's a video for later on, but right now the age difference thing also totally kind of wore down the movie at the end, because I was like, wait a minute, does that mean Joker's actually like 35 when Batman turns like 20? It was, again, just unneeded stuff. But of course, that is me nitpicking, and, you know, that's really all the complaints I have about the movie. Everything else, from the visual aspect of it, you know, the scene of him killing the black woman that I can't remember the name of at the top of my head and her son without actually showing it was pretty interesting. I didn't particularly want to see the Joker kill a child, but the fact that they hinted at that makes sense. The fact that the whole movie built up towards the climax of the movie, the ending of the movie, it felt like everything fell into place. It was the Joker's one bad day. And that's what I really loved about the movie. Everything fell into place. You know, Joker kind of dreaming up this relationship he has with his neighbor. His mom dying. Him finding out that his mom was in the Arkham Medical Institution for the insane. Him getting constantly picked at and bullied. Everything fell right into place. It was all about one bad day. But what is my grade for it? I would give it a fairly good 8.5 out of 10. If we're not doing decimals, I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 on this movie. Okay, it was phenomenal. There were little things throughout the movie I didn't particularly like. You know, the Thomas and Martha Wayne thing, I didn't feel like that was needed. The Bruce Wayne connection with the Joker, I didn't feel like that was needed. But everything else in the movie, watching someone transform into the Joker, everything falling into place. You watch the first 45 minutes, you don't know what the ending is, you think, what's going on? This feels very random. This feels very like, is something gonna happen? Is the Joker gonna come out? And then, pop, 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 3 people dead. The movie starts there. Everything, prologue. Then the Joker happens. Arthur into the Joker, and then into the phenom that he has become. The Crown Prince of Crime. Anyways, that's gonna have to be the end of this video here. Did you guys like it? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more of my over-analytic and dorky content, why not check out this video here? And while you're staring at this outro screen, why not click this little subscribe button? Anyways, hope you have a good day, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye! Yo.